When you hear the name BMW, what comes to mind? Luxury, speed, performance, that iconic kidney grille, and of course, the feeling of driving something built with precision. Today, BMW is one of the most recognized car brands in the world. From sports sedans to luxury SUVs, the brand represents status, engineering, and driving pleasure. But here's something many people don't know. BMW didn't start with cars. In fact, BMW's journey began in the sky. Before it became famous for the ultimate driving machine, it was building powerful aircraft engines during one of the most intense periods in world history. And after that, the company nearly disappeared forever. War, financial collapse, factory destruction, government restrictions, and one desperate decision after another. BMW survived all of it, and somehow it transformed into one of the most powerful automotive brands on Earth. This is the incredible story of how BMW began and how it became a global legend. Let's go back to Germany in the early 1900s. The world was changing fast, industries were growing, technology was advancing, and aviation was becoming the future. In 1913, two companies entered the story: Karl Rapp's company, Rapp Motorenwerke, and Gustav Otto's aircraft business. Both were focused on aircraft engines. At that time, airplanes were still new, and powerful engines were in high demand, especially as Europe moved closer to World War I. Karl Rapp was an engineer trying to build reliable aircraft engines for the German military, but there was a problem. His engines were struggling. They had vibration issues, performance problems, and military officials were losing confidence. This was one of the first major challenges behind BMW's beginning. The company needed change, fast. In 1917, Rapp left the company, and a major restructuring happened. The business was renamed Bayerische Motorenwerke, or BMW. That name means Bavarian Motor Works, and that was the official birth of BMW. The famous blue and white logo also appeared around this time. Many people think it represents a spinning airplane propeller. That's partly true in popular belief, but officially, the colors came from the Bavarian flag, representing the company's roots in Bavaria, Germany. BMW quickly became known for building powerful and highly efficient aircraft engines. One of their early engines broke altitude records and earned serious respect. Everything seemed to be moving in the right direction, but then disaster ended in 1918, and with it came the Treaty of Versailles. Germany was banned from producing military aircraft engines. For BMW, this was devastating. Their entire business model had been built around aviation. Suddenly, their main product was illegal to make. Imagine building your dream company and then being told overnight that your product can no longer exist. BMW faced a brutal question: adapt or die, and they chose adaptation. This became one of the most important decisions in the company's history. Instead of giving up, BMW shifted into making motorcycle engines, industrial equipment, and even brakes for trains. It wasn't glamorous, but it kept the company alive. Then in 1923, BMW made another major move. They launched their first motorcycle, the BMW R32, and it was brilliant. It featured a flat twin boxer engine and shaft drive, something unique for the time. It was reliable, fast, and beautifully engineered. People loved it. The R32 didn't just save BMW, it proved the company could succeed outside aviation. But BMW still had bigger ambitions. They wanted to enter the automobile world, and in 1928, they made that move. BMW purchased a vehicle factory in Eisenach and acquired the rights to produce a small car called the Dixie. This became BMW's first car. It wasn't a luxury sports car. It was small, simple, and practical. But it mattered because it gave BMW a real starting point in automobiles. The company had entered the car business, and from there, things started to grow. During the 1930s, BMW began developing its own cars and creating a stronger identity. Then came one of the most important early milestones, the BMW 328 Roadster in 1936. This car changed everything. It was lightweight, fast, beautiful, and it dominated motorsport. The 328 helped BMW earn a reputation for performance engineering, a reputation that still defines the brand today. People no longer saw BMW as just an engine company. They saw it as a serious car manufacturer. But once again, war changed everything. And BMW returned to building aircraft engines for military use. Factories focused on war production. Then the war ended, and the consequences were severe. Factories were heavily damaged. Germany was in ruins. Production stopped, and BMW was in serious trouble. At one point, the company was making pots, pans, and bicycles just to survive. Think about that. A company we now associate with luxury cars was struggling just to stay alive by making kitchen equipment. That's how close BMW came to disappearing. Then came the 1950s, and another crisis. BMW tried to move into luxury cars with models like the BMW 501. They were beautiful, but too expensive to produce, and too expensive for most customers to buy. At the same time, their small economy cars weren't making enough profit. BMW was stuck in the middle. Too expensive for the mass market, too weak for the luxury market. By 1959, things became so bad that Mercedes-Benz was preparing to buy BMW. Yes, BMW almost became part of Mercedes. That could have been the end of the BMW name forever. But then, a dramatic decision changed history. The Quandt family stepped in and invested heavily in the company, stopping the takeover. They believed BMW could still become something great. And they were right. In the 1960s, BMW launched the new class sedans. Cars like the BMW 1500 were sporty, stylish, and practical. They perfectly balanced performance and everyday driving. This was the turning point. These cars rebuilt BMW's reputation and financial stability. And most importantly, they created BMW's identity as the maker of sporty luxury sedans. That identity exploded globally. Then came the 3 Series, the 5 Series, the 7 Series, cars that became symbols of success around the world. BMW wasn't just surviving anymore, it was leading. Its slogan, "The ultimate driving machine," wasn't just marketing. It matched what drivers felt: precision, control, performance, emotion. BMW made people feel something behind the wheel. And that's why it became one of the most popular car brands in the world. Not just because of luxury, but because of experience. Because every major success came after major struggle. From aircraft engines to motorcycles. From near bankruptcy to global dominance. From almost being sold to Mercedes to becoming one of Mercedes' biggest rivals. BMW's story is proof that great brands aren't built in easy times. They're built in the moments where failure feels closest. And sometimes, survival itself becomes the foundation of greatness. That's the real beginning of BMW, a company born in aviation, forged in crisis, and driven by one simple belief: engineering should never be ordinary. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Which legendary car brand should we cover next? Because behind every famous badge, there's always an even greater story. See you in the next video.